Okay, so I started working on that. I'm recording my voice, so you won't lose any data. I bring in the footage. So this is After Effects environment. So you already know it. We change it to dance green screen. Um, you can grab your footage, release it on new composition, and you got the composition with the same timing. If you want to change timing, this is the first thing to do. So imagine that I don't want the beginning, I just want to start from like here to, so the beginning I press B, and then like up to the funny part, like up to here. And this is, I press N here, B and N, and then right click on that and say trim comp to work area. So your the input and output will be trimmed to fit into the work area. So this is our work area now. The first thing is to cut unnecessary parts. So I just need the green screen part. So I need from, like, I need this box, not anything over than that. So I grab the pen tool and click, click, click here, or add one here as well. I go back to this selection tool. So I just want to bring this down. Okay, that's all right. So let's make sure that nothing gets cut. So maybe I rise up. He's doing really great. And then, oh, you see that? We need, and not here, but up to like here. Okay, go. That was the best part. Okay, so we have the area. This area is ready to start for keying process. So anything under this keying can be used. Anything. Most you can use all of that. Today we're going to use this key light. You can grab it, drop it on here or on the layer here. So the first thing is to introduce the screen color. The screen color is not black as we see. I'll grab this eyedropper, and I don't click, I click and drag. When I click, hold and drag, it averages the green value. So you see that the green value here is really different than the green value here. So it's good to get an average of the green. So I click and drag, bang. So you see that the keying is not clean enough yet. So there's a lot of issues, like I'm gonna. So you see that it's not. So I see the whiteness around. So how to adjust it? How to fix it? Here, instead of final results, I go to screen mat, and I see a black and white image. What that black and white say? So the black and white talks about is your alpha channel. What is alpha channel? Alpha channel is the channel that, so green channel carries green color, red channel carries red color, blue the same way. Alpha channel carries transparency information. So whatever is white should stay, whatever is black should go away, whatever is gray, it should be transparent to the value of the gray. So if it is 20% gray, so it should be transparent 20%. So, but I have to keep them and just get rid of everything that is around them. So what I do, so I need a clean alpha channel. So we start with two things: screen gain and screen balance. So screen gain, I just increase it, and you see that the black area, most of the artifacts go away. But the more I go, you see that their body starts to become grayish, and that's bad. So I just stop at some point, somewhere like here. And then I start using the screen balance. That helps a lot. And then maybe more of this. And then after these two, I use this clip black, clip white. So what is clipping black and clipping white? So clipping white says whatever is close to white becomes white. So you see that grayish is very much like white, but it's not white, but it should be white. So I just clip them, and I see that I've got a nice white over there. And if you clip black, the same thing happens for the black. For example, there are some black area here. They are close to black, but they are not black, but they should be black. So I clip them. I think the screen gain needs to be adjusted a bit, and then I cut it with clip black. Yeah. Okay. Now it's a much nicer cutting. So let's go to the final result, and I see them now in the. Okay. Sometimes at some point, yeah, you see that some artifacts show up, but yeah, that's just the beginning. We did a nice king, so you can start. So I can duplicate that as much as I want, and I can change the timing. And change the layer. So the layering, positioning of the layers. And the transparency of the layers, so the further becomes more transparent. So like this would be like 60. This would be like, I press T for transparency, 70 transparency. This would be 80, and this would be T 90. So those who are far from us, I'm gonna make them blurry. So you can add a fast blur. I type here fast blur. Grab that fast blur and release it here. So that lower layer should be like 10. I copy that fast blur and replace it here. This one should be like less than 10, like 8, and paste it here. This one should be like 6. Select that one, paste it here. This one should be like 4. So you see quickly we have. I'm gonna turn off the sound. So I press 0 on my number lock. Let me just. We have to do a proper positioning, so I'm gonna adjust. Okay, that should do. You can use preview and press play. So the green part is already rendered. Okay, so you see that you can duplicate them. So by just duplicating layers, you can bring in a background. So where they are dancing at the moment, where where do you think they're dancing on?
Teletubby background.
A what?
Teletubby background.
What is that?
You know the show Teletubbies?
Teletubby like that?
Like Tally like T-E-L-L-Y.
Uh,
Tubby T-U-B-B-Y.
T-U-B-B-Y. Oh, that should do. Okay, we have to just find something that looks like that. I mean, in terms of perspective. But this is a very wide lens, you see. But let's try that. I'm gonna grab it to the desktop or to the same folder, the footage one. Uh, how big it was? It's not. The resolution is not high enough, so I'm gonna grab a better one. So to the tools, size large. Yeah, something like this should work.
Make him dance next to them.
But they're not moving. Then it will be dull.
Isn't that just like Windows XP background?
Yeah, they're dancing in Windows XP background. Now let's bring in the background. So the layer goes behind them, and I resize the layer,
Damn, you guys are giant.
and I have to resize them as well. So I'm gonna grab them, the layer, and grab, and then hold Shift. So they're dancing like, oops. Oh, come on. I have to grab that point. Okay, that's better. So something like that. Here around, they need shadow. How can I create a shadow? I can use the same layer for creating shadow. So I just duplicate the layer. First of all, let's adjust the coloring. You see that the background is very cold, but there's a lot of reddish tint on them. So add, what I do, I go to the effects and type curve, and then grab and drop the curve here. So the curve is our main color grading tool. So here are blacks, here are white. So I just curve up to make them brighter, and then I go to red. So the red, I'm gonna tune down the red and the green. Maybe I keep the green. Yeah, yeah, that should work. So you see that the background is blurry, but they are very sharp. So I add a fast blur on them as well. So the background is imperfect. They are perfect. That's why I add some imperfections on them as well. Like one is enough, one, or maybe two. Yeah. So I use the same layer, that layer. I duplicate that layer and use the lower one for creating the shadow. How? You just have to grab that. Just do something like this. Bring that down. and right click. I'm looking for a yeah, corner um, distort, yeah, or corner pin, yeah, corner pin, yeah. So the corner pin helps to make the shadow better, yeah, or yeah. Okay, now I'm gonna make it. I add a brightness and contrast, make it really dark. Or it's better to use a tint. I add a tint on that. The tint makes them black and white, and I grab this and say, no, I'm gonna make both of them black. Oh, sorry, undo, both of them black. And then I'm gonna add a fast blur, make the shadow blurry, and then I'm going to add transparency to the shadow. So I press T and add some transparency. So they have a shadow now. So it helps them to merge with the background. Look at that. So they got a shadow on the background. So next step, yeah, that's fine. Let's play part of it, like up to here. Fit. So if I would be able to move these clouds, it should look much nicer. So how can I move the clouds? Easy. So I duplicate the background layer, Control D for duplicating, and then I cut the hills. So you see, if I turn off the eye of the lower layer, you will see when I cut this hills, I just cut it very roughly, just to give you an idea. So when I cut the hills, so you see that the background goes away. But I use the same background behind that. So, and I make it larger. And then I will animate that. So I move these clouds here. Yeah, here. I press P. P stands for position. I turn on the stopwatch. It means I add a keyframe here. You know the concept of keyframe now. And then at the end of your shot, you move them, and another keyframe will be added. So you will see that the cloud is moving as well. So the more moving elements you introduce to the scene, the better it will be. Okay, what if let's save that one. Let's make another one. Just what if you want them? I'm gonna do steal the green screen information from here. I just grab the key light copy, go to the new composition, I paste it here. Okay, and then I cut around. What if you say, okay, I just want a background to appear through them. So let me add a white background behind, a new solid color, a white solid color behind them. So, and then I will bring that background but I want this background to show through them. So or this sky. So they are sky people. So I just turned them into absolute whiteness. How you saw that? I add a tint, and then I say, okay, the black should be white as vice versa. The black should be white as, and use that layer as the trackpad for the lower layer background. So I select the background. I say that you see that there is a track matte layer here. Track matte means alpha channel, moving alpha channel. So I say, okay, go and grab the green screen dance as your alpha channel. So you see them moving, and they are sky people now. So what we did now, we cropped the background layer using that alpha channel that we created. So that's enough for today.